Soul Garden.
Your Sirius Step of the Day is sponsored by Soulmart.me. Watch, shop, learn.
Namaste. Welcome to Step 8. At Step 8, I feel great. That's what I say. I feel great at 8. 8 is great. Why is 8 great? Because we finally tie it off. In fact, what I teach in some of my classes is that 8 is really a 0, right? Which is Step 0, protect, twisted. So we take God and we twist it in Step 8. What happens when you twist it? We have something that's going in the circle, which is infinity, now going into a circle and infinity a different way. It goes up and turns around and goes up and turns around. There's a directional change in the energy exchange in a Step 8. And that's because what happens in Step 8 is we make a decision. A decision is basically an incision in consciousness. When you decide, like fratricide, killing your brother, or homicide, killing a human, you're cutting and killing in a decision. What are you killing? You're killing whatever you're deciding against. So you're basically saying to God, Universe, Matrix, don't give any of my light to this, give it all to that. And you have to tell the Matrix what you want your light going to and why. Because it is designed, the entire reality, to mirror your whole amazing spiritual being. So it needs instruction. And that's what witches are and wizards and spells. It's telling reality, I want this to happen. But you don't have to be into that old stuff. Watch The Secret. The Secret says thoughts become things. Make a vision board. What do you think a vision board is? It's a spell. It's the same old thing where we tell reality with words and pictures, hey, we want this to happen. So on Step 8, what usually happens is, in the first chapters, Steps 0 through 8, we are basically figuring out where we are in this particular state, what's not working, and so by Step 8, usually that's the point where you go, this is not working. Something is not working. There's something I want to decide against. There's something I want my light to not go to anymore. It's a drain. I'm not getting a return on my soul investment. And that's a Capricorn, cold bastard thing to say. That's the cold bastard in us. The cold bastard in us has to be cold because we have to make the tough decisions. And part of life is making those tough decisions. And literally, I mean, let's be frank, you're deciding to stop sending love somewhere. And we were all told you're not supposed to do that. Well, technically, that person will not be cut off from love. That person will be cut off from your filtered love. The love you downloaded from Creator and brought to Earth through sleep, through nutrition. It's like you're growing that love on the planet. It's valuable. It's not, it's abundant, but it takes a little bit of a process to hold it on Earth. So we don't have to give it to other people. We don't take it away either. However, at the end of the day, you're here to take care of your own star. You're here to take care of yourself. And that's why the cold bastard is a part of our personality. Ruled by Saturn. Today's a Saturn-ruled day. And Saturn is the Lord of the Rings. And literally what that means is Saturn is the part of our being that lords over the inner rings. Everything from the sun, I love, through the asteroid belt, past Jupiter, to Saturn, Saturn is in charge of. Now who's in charge behind Saturn? I think Pluto. Yes, most definitely. What about Mars, the ego? Saturn will kick the ego's butt all the time. So Saturn, the cold bastard, makes the cold decisions, and You know, even when your heart is pounding, this is when, for instance, I use this example all the time in my readings. But like in the old days, you know, if you were a cowboy and you were out in the range, your horse was your best friend. I mean, you had nothing else but your horse. And people today are real dog crazy. Well, you can really understand how a cowboy would be super, super horse crazy. Now, if that horse breaks its leg, you have the choice of either letting the horse probably be in agony and die, or you can put it down. And so this is the type of thing the cold bastard was designed for. What are you going to make that cold decision? Sometimes these cold decisions are a small pinch now to avoid a big bonfire later, or to avoid big problems later. So we have to go cold for a second. But at the end of the day, our heart should be involved in the decision. That way it's not cold. Your inner child, the sun. When your inner child, the sun, is making the decision that I don't want it anymore, that's a very innocent, heart-based decision. I remember I was telling a friend recently about my son who's a Gemini when he was maybe 5 years old and just talking. And he had such an articulate ability at 5 years old. It was just amazing to watch him just bud open. But I remember one time I said to him, "Son, do you want a spanking?" And he said, "No thank you, Dad. No thank you. I don't want a spanking. No thank you." No thank you. So cute. But you know, his heart considered it and he said no and he made the decision. Right? Right away. He just took it so Gemini literally and honestly that his heart did not want a spanking. And that was honest. So your heart doesn't want some things too. Maybe you're getting spanked somewhere. Maybe you're taking a beating. Maybe they will interpret you saying no as the worst thing that ever happened to them. But you're on this planet for you, and they're on this planet for them. And this is where step 8 gets really critical. Because we want our energy to work for us. And so a decision is to focus on the energy that works and to step away from the energy that's not working. And don't forget that in creation, we get lots of chances. Lots. Even more lives, if you believe that. And so, really, if your heart's in it and it feels right at the time, you should do it. You know, my parents came from the 60s, and they tried everything, I think. And I don't think they regret it. I think at the end of the day, people should live in their heart and make decisions based on the times, because the times will change. So hopefully yesterday you got a little meditation time, logging into channel 7. And today you want to go ahead and meditate a little bit again, if you can, and decide what needs to go. And this includes with stuff with yourself. I will stop picking on myself, I will stop this, I will stop that, I will stop this. You don't want to commit just yet to what you think is the replacement yet, because the truth is you haven't explored life without this in your life. So you want some time in your life free of this before you say, and this is the answer. And the universe will show you anyways if you do that and think that, you know. But today you want to make a decision. You want to turn your back on it. You want your heart to be signing off on it, the king or queen. And then you want to forget it. That's it. Moving onward and upward. Tomorrow is step 9. And in step 9, do you know what we do? We enforce the decision. So today, the decision might be enough. You don't have to call up the tenant and tell them that you're going to evict them or do anything about it just yet. It's actually step 9 where the universe is cueing everyone to go and stop. So really today is about going to bed tonight, very clear on your decision. All right, my friend, namaste. I'll see you tomorrow when it's action time.
Who cares?